Everyone wants to get in shape. You see all the fancy stuff, but I'm going to teach you in this video the boring stuff that nobody does that will make your life so much easier and has been able to get me in shape and keep me in shape for over 10 years. Because I've done this for 10 years, these are things that are sustainable and will actually add to the quality of your life and make a big difference with your physique. I'm going to show you things that probably are a bit different to the normal, but I think will be really beneficial that most people don't always talk about. Because in reality, I think when you actually break this down, like, let's be real, the hardest part isn't losing the fat or building the muscle, it's keeping it off and staying in shape like a normal human. It's easy to eat chicken and broccoli and get yourself into that shape for a photo shoot and then pitch a load of coaching to people. But in reality, actually staying in that shape for long time periods without hating your life is key. One thing you'll see is like people almost despise having abs now. They'll almost go, that's not sustainable. That's not possible. It 100% is. Like, I don't know how lean I am right now in that light. Hopefully I've got abs in this. If not, Joseph will edit them in. In reality, you can keep abs year round. It's actually not that difficult as long as you put in routines, habits, and rituals, and you didn't starve yourself to get there. The reason a lot of people hate the idea of having abs year round and make content on it is because they struggled or had to starve themselves to get to it and didn't take a really slow, steady, patient approach and get it over time. Because if you build your abs and diet down properly, you will get them a lot easier. It just takes time. And if you want more videos on that, I have tons on the channel on how to get abs super fast. And by super fast, I mean super fast in the right way with patience, consistency, and the tips you need that will speed up that progress. So without further ado, born habit number 1 is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I got taught that in my PT course because I kept on doing things that were way too complex. But in reality, keep food simple is what I'm getting at here. You don't need 100 meals. You don't need a ton of recipe books. And if you want them, you can literally DM me recipe book on Instagram, no cook meal plan on Instagram, and I'll give you them and it'll not make a difference to your physique unless you nail this first. This is what I do. What I do is I pick 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 dinners, and 3 snacks. That is literally like 12 all-in meals. And I just rotate between them. It means I know exactly what I'm picking up in the grocery store. I know what I'm meal prepping for. I know what I'm meal prep ordering. And I always include variations that are no cook. And that's why I think this is super key because you have no excuse. So for me, for example, what I've had for breakfast for I don't know how many years is literally oats, whey protein, dark chocolate or peanut butter, if not both, and some raspberries. And that is it. There's very minimal cooking in that. I can literally make a week's worth of them in one go. And if you don't like oats, you could have Greek yogurt instead. It's not that hard. But there's 2 easy no-cook meals you could have any time of the day. And you might be like, but I like variety. Well, I like having abs and I like my life being easy. So, Joe, when you think about it, do you remember what you ate 3 weeks ago on a Monday? No. But you remember how you looked 3 weeks ago? You still looked like a bag of potatoes. One of the boring things is if you ever cook once, cook enough for 4 portions. Freeze it, use it for lunch, whatever you can. It makes it way more sustainable, cheaper, and yes, it's boring, but it makes things so much easier. I'd really recommend with simplicity, ordering your food online so you're not tempted. That works absolute wonders, grocery shopping or your meal prep. It means you've nothing else in the fridge you cannot break. And you might be like, well, you don't have kids. Not that I know of. But in reality, if I did, I would just get them meal plans, meal prep, and start them being shredded from a young age. But in reality, I would just put the snacks, the treats out of place. Simple things that make a big difference. Boring, but work. We have step 2. It looks like I'm doing the peace symbol. Socialize smarter. This is super boring, but works wonders. Look, you do not need to isolate yourself. You do not need to just eat your oats and watch Bake Off like I did during a prep once. To stay in shape, you need to make socializing double up. So instead of sitting in the pub for 3 hours, what you can do is ask your mates to go for a coffee and a walk that morning. It might not be as much fun, but you are dieting perhaps. Or ask your mates to go play golf, paddle, tennis. Do something that's actually like movement based. Don't think of it like burning calories. Just think of it like a different way to socialize. And if you're trying to actively change your life to be more healthy, try and include things with your friends that are healthy. That would make a lot of sense, no? It's something that I think is really good. And even if you get like hobbies or routines that are around that, and you might think, well, I'm not changing my whole identity. You don't have to. And if your mates enjoy the pub, there's nothing wrong with going. But if you meet your family every Saturday, instead of going to their house, ask them, do they want to go for a walk? Do they want to go for a hike? Do they want to do something else? Nobody ever forgets it. Like, try to change things, like going and watching a movie for something else. Not all the time, just sometimes. It makes a difference. I know this is hard to comprehend how boring this stuff is, but nobody does it. 3, remove what's a waste of your time. Now, I'm not one of these people that's going to tell you to optimize everything, but honestly, the biggest improvement that you can get comes from cutting the crap out of your life, and that's just me being straight. Ask yourself, what is going to mess me up right now? And see, for me personally, I'll be honest, it's always screen time for me. I end up in a rush because I used to use scheduler apps. I used to just waste time scrolling and be like, oh, but I need this for work, or I'm contacting my mate for Instagram. But in reality, I'm spending like so many hours just scrolling the algorithm. And that's me talking to you. That's maybe wasting your time on YouTube right now, but you're not if you're watching this video, because it's full of knowledge, full of boring stuff that's good for you. So, for example, like I fell in this trap, and I'll re-download it or whatever it is, and people will tell you to cancel your Netflix subscription and stuff, but it's like I enjoy a movie. What I don't really enjoy is scrolling, and you might try and justify it yourself, like, oh, but I enjoy scrolling. Not whenever you're spending 4 hours of your day doing it. You might be like, well, I don't do that, or I'm doing this. You can see how much you're doing it. So for me, what I do is I just don't have social media on my phone anymore. I just have it on the laptop. If I need Instagram, I need Facebook, I need YouTube, it's there. So it just stops me from mindlessly scrolling. I do not like that, and that is what throws me overboard. Super boring habit to delete it, but like 95% of people I give that advice to won't do it, and I didn't do it for a long time until I done it. 2 weeks later, I was like, my mood is better. I have all this time. I don't scroll whenever I'm eating. I just have a better quality of life, and it's so much easier to get in shape because you can use that time on things you actually enjoy. Like, nobody ever looks back and be like, do you know what? I wish I'd have scrolled more in my life. I'd say that will be a regret of people. Like, that'll be in the top 10 regrets. You'll see that come out. Like, I wish I didn't scroll as much. It'll be beside, I wish I didn't work as hard. Step 4, being organized. I'm not the best at this one, but I'm doing my best. Success loves structure. Look, it's not sexy, but it works, right? Train at the same time every day. I'm good at. Schedule your downtime, like meals out, your rest days, your Netflix, your cinema days, or your walks, whatever your downtime is. Even if it's just another activity or a hobby or whatever it is, or you go for a date night with your girlfriend, like plan it in just like your sessions. Like if you can structure yourself that you know what day you go for groceries, you know your downtime, and you might think, oh, but this makes my life so routine and monotonous. What I want you to realize is a good routine, a good structure will actually give you more freedom because you'll be able to use your free time and plan for it. Like I know myself, I work really hard Monday to Friday. The weekends are way more relaxed. Everything's on the table then. Whereas if you're not on the ball, you can end up doing a bit of work on weekends. You can end up doing X, Y, or Z, or the washing here when you should have done it on a Wednesday. And now you're doing washing on a Saturday night whenever that should have been your downtime. So actually getting structure will not only help you get a better result, but it'll actually improve the quality of your life massively no matter where you are. 5, super simple, but always overlooked. Eat more whole foods, less processed. 90% whole foods, 10% processed. It's not that hard. Look, shakes, bars, they're all fine. But what I want to explain to you is the fact that you need to stop living on them. Whole foods will keep you fuller, more energized, and you will actually look better. Your skin will be clearer. You'll actually just be better in every aspect. Name somebody who's a whole food dad and doesn't look good, perform good, and look better. Protein powder is great. It's convenient, but like if you can have a chicken breast, have a chicken breast. If you can have an orange instead of orange juice, have the orange. Like it's similar calories, but you're going to get better results. And on top of that, it's going to keep you fuller, give you more nutrients. It's just far better. So even if you're struggling for food, like trying to pick things that are less processed most of the time, it's not the end of the world. Like don't get me wrong, you can have whatever you want in moderation. But I think in general, if you just go, a boring habit is, I always eat whole, healthy foods. Doesn't have to be organic. Organic's a bit of a rip, to be honest. More whole foods, simple, boring. You're welcome. Next up, boring, that nobody does. Even advanced lifters fall down in this one. And I'm going to pull my sleeves up because this is a big one and I want my arms to look good for the cameras, is track your food, but actually do it right. Studies show that if you do not track before you actually eat or the day before, if you were to track at night, for example, you're likely to forget 30% of the food that you ate. That's how forgetful we are. Don't get lazy. Either plan your food the night before, a bit of structure. Yes, I know, structure. And actually, this allows you to stick to like a meal plan. And most people do get better results with a meal plan rather than like winging their foods meal to meal. Because what this does is it creates decision matrices. So you have to make more decisions. And with that, it requires more willpower. So by pre-planning your meals for the day, the night before, and to be honest, I just have the same 3 meals as I said, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I just have 3 alternatives for it. That removes all willpower needed because I'm just like, right, well, it's one of these 3. It's not a choice. And it's not because I hate my life. It's actually because I love my life and I want to focus on more than just what I'm eating. Next up, we have weigh yourself daily. Yes, who would have guessed? This isn't about obsession and stop getting emotional with skills. The best way to get over this is actually to weigh yourself all the time. I used to get so emotional when my weight went up and down. But whenever you do it enough, you realize that's just normal. It fluctuates depending on your salt, your water, your stress, the food volume you eat, your emotion. There's so much, and you'll emotionally detach over time. But I just want you to realize you don't have to end up like Karen, who's crying whenever she went up 0.5 in the scales one day. I'm just like, chill out. It'll drop if you're consistent, and that's really it. But just weighing yourself is a really boring habit, but it gives you an idea as well. If you're spiking weight constantly, you're probably getting too relaxed in other avenues. And just weighing yourself daily is a really good habit to get into, just to regulate yourself with calories as needed, rather than just closing your eyes and hoping for the best and then weighing yourself 4 weeks later and going, oh, sweet Lord. Oh, this one is a beauty. Boring, but you're welcome. Sleep like it's actually a workout, because in reality your workouts mean so much less if you're not sleeping properly. So we have 3 main things we want to focus on. Is, you'll know this, quantity, because everybody talks about 7 to 9 hours. Quality, so get the eye mask on, the blue light blockers, whatever you want, but in reality just actually try and cut everything out like an hour before bed and wind down and relax. That's a really good metric. No work. Try to limit your scrolling. And the last one's consistency with the time you go to bed and you wake up, because this just regulates you so that you're actually tired when you want to go to sleep and you're actually awake when you get up. Who would have guessed, like, sort of rise with the sun, go to sleep with the sun, go to sleep with the sun, go to sleep with the sunset. You get what I mean? And I say this boring habit of getting your sleep in check, whether it's setting an alarm, getting better quality, consistency, whatever it is because if your sleep is low, it's bad. You're going to struggle your willpower. Your data adherence is going to be poor. Your workouts are going to suffer. So honestly, just focus the same time every night, ideally, 7 to 9 hours. Try magnesium glycinate, zinc before bed. That can help give a deeper sleep. Get dark lights, no screens before bed, like the last 60 minutes. And that will massively help your gains and just your quality of life. Like, nobody likes being tired. You're cranky, the energy's off, and your energy, your aura, is everything. It's everything. The focus is not doing more. I'm not giving you a to-do list to tick off. It's repeating the right few things consistently over and over until they're ingrained in your life and they're born. But I can honestly guarantee you, if you eat simple, you move a bit more, you cut distractions, and you sleep properly, that's the foundation to anybody to ever get shredded or improve any area of their life. Like, it really is. It's not magic. It's actually just mastery of the basic born habits. Everybody that's doing well in life to some degree, or doing well in their own degree, is because they have born habits nailed that put them in that position. So hopefully you include some of these born habits. Hopefully you find that really beneficial. And if I can help you in any way possible, you just simply let me know. And if you want some born training plans, but they will give you a result, feel free to DM me the word 3-day program, 4-day program, 5-day program on Instagram, and I will send you a free workout with video tutorials. God damn, I'm good. And if you like that, share, subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. I don't know what I'm saying. Goodbye.